Good evening. So nice of you to join us on Awakening Wednesday. And I'm excited to have this divine conversation, this divine communication with you. But before we start anything, let us just bless this day, this moment, this time. So join with me. Take a deep breath in. And let the day roll off. And let's just step into this divine awareness right now. That in this very moment, there is the infinite. In this very moment, in the very breath that we are breathing, the divine healing, the awareness, the truth of who and what we are, and the truth of who and what our world is expressing in the breath. In the very breath, we are awakening to the truth that all things are working together, elevating together for the good and expansion of consciousness, of life. So in this, we take our hand to our heart and we breathe in the magnificent breath of life, knowing that the divine source, light, Buddha, Allah, God, whatever you call it, is expressing in and through you. For every thought, every frequency and vibration right now is in tune with the infinite intelligence. And this we know it to be as we send this love across our world, all over in Ukraine and Russia, in every state here in the United States, in every country, all over the globe. We send this light of love out to each and every person, to all things that are shifting and changing. Where there is chaos, we send the light of God. Where there is confusion and anger, we send this divine light. For we are the light of this world. And as we breathe that in, let's get ready to play that song. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, yes you shine, oh you shine so bright. Yes you shine, oh you shine, you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are Oh, we shine, yes, we shine so bright. Oh, we shine, oh, we shine, shine so bright. Yes, we are divine light. So tonight we are talking about trust yourself. I had a wonderfully uncomfortable experience that brought this full circle, that has just gave me a nudge to talk about it tonight. And since this month, at Universal Spirit Center, we are talking about the power of self. And so it was a beautiful awakening, even in the uncomfortableness for me to really see what the trigger was. So I'm really happy to share this with you. And as we get started tonight, I'm going to play this video for you. Right. Really nice. Really nice. Just a reminder that we can do anything we put our minds to, but we have to believe in ourselves. And I want to read this quote. It's really beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's also got a little with it as well. The quote, "People will let you down in this life. Promises will be broken. You should expect less of others and trust more in yourself." When I first read that quote, I was so angry about something that was happening in my life. And to me, it does have a little bit of victimhood, but it also clearly stated what I was feeling, that I had entrusted something to someone. What I had entrusted them with was my life. I had entrusted them to take care of me, to honor what they said, to honor our contract, which was not written. Part of the contract was written, but there, in my world, was a verbal understanding that I was really upset that it was not honored. And so as I was sitting with this, I started to think, because I was really triggered, I was pissed off, I was really upset. And so I was like, well, you felt this feeling before. What is going on? What's happening with this feeling? And at first, it was very much about they're not honoring what they said, this doesn't make sense. And when I would share this conversation with a few people, it was kind of like, well, it doesn't really matter. What is it that you want? What did you say? And so I woke up one morning like, wow, I didn't say anything. And I started to replay this emotion, not necessarily the experience, but the emotion that came up for me. And the emotion and the feeling that I was feeling was that I wasn't supported and that I could not trust, or that somebody that I trusted, someone that I called a friend or family or a working relationship, that I had been lied to, that I had been deceived. And so there was this uncomfortableness, but there was a great sense of like, wow, you've had this feeling before. Oh, sorry, that's the chair. You've had this feeling before. And so when I start to recognize those things, it's like, well, this isn't about them. This is about you. Now, in the meantime, before this fully awakened transition or evolution took place, anger was running, and anger made judgment. So, just briefly, I'm blessed that I do what I love, and so I got booked to do a gig a couple of weeks ago in Anaheim. The contract that was sent to me said, we get our money 5 days before the event is done. Now, the agent on this particular gig is an agent that I know, and I would consider him, we're not best of buddies, but we have definitely worked together for many years. We have many other friends and acquaintances. We've partied together. We've had dinner at one another's house on Thanksgiving, and so we've shared life together. And so I trusted him. And I did the gig, everything was wonderful. You know, there was all this protocol that I had to go through. And these were the things that I was explaining to other people. Like, I had to go through all these protocols, do this, do that, cross this T, do that. And I did all of that, and I was on time. I did my thing. The people loved me. Everything was great. So then I get an email saying that you could either receive your check via mail or direct deposit. I was like, great, direct deposit, here's my account, boom, boom, boom. And the text that he sent me back, well, I reached out to him on Friday, so the gig was Wednesday. Thursday, he sent me the choice. I sent him back the information on Thursday. Friday, I go, hey, babe, I haven't received my direct deposit. And he says, oh, dear, you won't get paid until sometime next week. And I was furious. And at first I thought it was about the money, and I was like, well, you know, before that might have been the story, but that's not the story right now. And so I sent him a text back, like I said, anger. The trigger went right into anger. I said, you know, look, I did my job. I'm not an employee. Pay me my money. I said, everybody else in this world of digital, it's 5-10 minutes. Checks in your bank account. Why would it take you a week? Which, you know, we haven't been paid yet, and this is how our system, and bada, bada, bada. And so the final text I sent back, I said, you know, this is no way to treat your talent. This doesn't feel good. And I left it at that. And so then in another text, he tried to send how other work that we'd be doing together, and perhaps we need to work out a different pay scale, but nobody else has that. And I did not respond because I was angry, and I did understand that I was angry and pissed off that now you're telling me I got to wait a week to get paid. And so as the week was unfolding, every now and then it would hit me. And so what I started doing was observing what was happening. And so this particular morning when I woke up with this feeling of recognizing, you know, what is the feeling here? Because you've had this feeling before. And what was just blew my mind was that the feeling came up, and I recognized that I felt like I wasn't supported. I felt as though people that, and when I say people, that's when I realized like, oh, it wasn't just him. There were others that I had considered that were very close to me, that I had felt this feeling with them before, that I had entrusted them to take care of me, and they did not. So when that came full circle, I was like, oh, wow. You aren't trusting yourself. You aren't asking the questions. You aren't requesting what you need. You aren't stating what is required for you. And so you have said to other people, okay, just do it. I'll be there, I'll show up, I'll do whatever. And then when it doesn't work for you, you have felt betrayed. And there were tears because I realized, wow, I didn't take care of Gino. That in this process, and doesn't really matter what it is, there are other things that I can think about with friends that, I had a friend that one time I was moving and had asked for help, and it's like, yeah, I'll be there, don't worry, I'm going to bring this, that, never showed. And there was a feeling that was attached to that, which is that feeling that I was unsupported. So I know that there are times in our lives that we feel that someone or something has betrayed us, has left us and not supported. And the beauty for me was that recognizing that I was the one who wasn't taking care of me, who wasn't speaking up for what I wanted, didn't even check to see, hey, look, when do I get paid? How does that work with your company? And if that didn't work, well, that's not what works for me. This is what I would like to have, X, Y, Z. And that's a whole different situation. Now, does it mean that people won't break their promises or will let you down? Absolutely, those things will happen. But it also means that you keep your power. I realized that in this situation, I had constantly given my power away because I had given it away to something or someone, expecting them to do what I considered to do or considered to be the right thing. I love this other quote. It says, life is not easy, but the greatest thing you can do is trust and believe in yourself. That just feels so good. Because when we speak up for what we choose to have in our life, when we acknowledge our request, our demands, because in whatever situation it is, if it's in your family, a lot of times with family, we go, well, it's family, so it's okay, but it's not okay. And then we're angry after the fact. We're angry at them. We can hold that. And it really is, for me, I'll speak that I think it's victimhood. Because if I don't take my power, if I don't state what it is that I choose to have, then I've given my power away. Does it mean that everyone will be like, okay, yeah, that's what we'll do? No. Negotiation comes in there. But what really is there is that you will state up front what you need, what you want, what you require. That's respecting yourself, respecting your life, respecting the things that you are choosing to have out of this experience, out of this time together. Have you ever had a friend that whenever you go out somewhere, you're always the one that pays? I mean, no, they'd be like, oh, well, I didn't get paid this time, I did da-da-da-da, or it's, I'm running a little light, but they never, ever come back and go like, hey, it could be 2 months later. Look, I know I didn't do that, but hey, here you go, that's for you. You feel as though, wow, they care about me. Because if that continues, you start to understand, like, I like being with them, but they don't never have any money. I always got to pay. Or sometimes it's like I always got to pick them up. They don't have a car. I always got to. So you start seeing the relationship, and sometimes in family, it's family expects you to do something. my brother was just recently in town, and we hadn't seen each other. I said 2 years, but it had easily been 4 years when you put COVID in there. So it'd been about 4 years, and he's my baby brother. He's a grown man. He has 5 children. He's a great papa. And, you know, it's so wonderful when you can. My brother would say things that would just make me look at him like, wow. He was just so laid back and matter of fact. And so we're in my home, and he asked to do something. And I said, baby, you don't have to ask me. My house is your house. He said, you know, I understand that. He said, but this is your house. He said, and you have rules in your house. And when I'm in your house, your rules go. I said, so do you mean when I'm in your house, your rules go? He said, absolutely. I said, well, all right. And it was just so easy, because sometimes we visit family or friends and we want to change everything that they do. And we feel like, well, I'm visiting. You should honor what I'm doing. But I thought how wonderful that he was very clear that I respect your house rules. And when you in my house, you respect my house rules. And I said, well, I'm open to change it. He said, well, that's a conversation. I was like, this is my baby brother. He's so grown up. And I know that I'd been in friends' house where I'd get an attitude. And I thought, wow, he doesn't have an attitude. He's just so cool. Like, no problem. That's how you want it? No problem, Gino. This is your house. I want to honor you. I was like, wow. And so it really lifted me to this space of like, sometimes you in a friend's house, or they say, oh, no, don't do that. And you get an attitude like, I was going to do it. Let me just do it the way I want to do it. And that's not what it's about. This is someone else's home. This is their rules. And so we find in relationships, whatever kind of relationship it is, be it family, love relationship, friendship, work relationship, there are rules. Some of them are unspoken. And those are the ones that are unspoken most of the time are the ones that get us caught in a tangled web, because it hasn't been established that both parties are in agreement. So one is assuming that, oh, you're going to do the thing the way I do it. And the other is thinking, oh, you're going to do the thing the way I do it. And so then you have this clash. And if it's not cleared up, if you're not clear, because I have some friends that are very clear about taking care of themselves. And they speak very clearly what they need, what they want, and how it's done. And initially, I'd be like, hey, that's a little bit much. But as this has been awakening in me, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with someone being clear about how they want to be treated. Nothing wrong with being clear about stating what you need for you. Because if you don't know what you need for you, then you're going to allow someone else to make that decision for you. And when those decisions are made for you, when you start to wake up and feel like, why does this not feel good? Why do I not feel loved and supported? It's because you are not supporting you. And I will say, because I was not supporting me. I was not trusting what I need. I was not aware. I really was not aware that I had not been trusting myself to speak up for myself. So this week has been this beautiful unfolding of this divine awareness that when I trust myself, this is beyond this inspirational. You know, there are times that you get this gut feeling. You ever got a gut feeling, oh, just make a right turn right here? Or you get a gut feeling, oh, make a phone call. Or, oh, bring this up. And when you honor that, for me, the times when I honor that gut feeling, it always works out to my highest and best. Even if there are times that there has been a disagreement, what I am coming to the point of understanding is that the disagreement would have been there anyway. This brings light to it so that it can be discussed and talked about, rather than leaving a situation and experience thinking that someone or something has done you wrong. It provides so much power back into my life, into my world, and the joy of taking this road of expressing myself and becoming aware of what I need moment by moment. Becoming aware, there are a couple of relationships that were very long-term friendships, and the relationships changed drastically, and it felt to me like they changed drastically overnight. And I felt as though I was still a participant in trying to still keep this friendship at the level at what it was before. And so when that didn't happen, my feelings got hurt. I had all these stories where they didn't do this, they didn't do that. But as I have come to understand now that we were having two different relationships, that what the relationship that they were having, and there's no, let me take full ownership that what I was requesting as a friend, they have decided to move on. No harm, no foul. The relationship that was, there were times that we had great times together. We have traveled together, had wonderful times, but it has come to a different fork in the road. And so I found myself still having a little when I would think of them. You have that feeling, you think about somebody, you be like, yeah. Because there was still some victimhood going on. There was still some, they did me wrong and I don't understand why. And I may never know why the relationship changed for them. But as I respect myself, as I trust myself to invite relationships that are where I am right now, not where I used to be, that I am ready, able to request what I need in a relationship and honor myself. And if that can't be honored, then it is time to move on from that relationship. It's time to recognize that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to totally cut them out of your life, but for me, it means that I have to understand our relationship and how they are in my life now. And not to expect or require something from someone, no matter what the relationship has been in the past. Relationships are constantly evolving and changing, just like we are. And so we have grown in different directions. No harm, no foul. An opportunity to recognize that sometimes we find ourselves wanting to hold on to something that no longer serves us. And as this was unfolding, I'm like, it doesn't serve me not to speak up for myself. It doesn't serve me not to ask for what I need. It doesn't serve me not to know that I can speak what I need and not be afraid. So it's been so, so powerful. So I thought what we would do, forgive me with this chair, you guys. Those of you that have seen me before, you know I enjoy tapping. Tapping is this wonderful way of really checking in to key points on your body that help you recognize your frequency. Now, some people are turned off with tapping because tapping does recognize, I'm going to just say the negative first. It recognizes, you observe the negative emotion that's running first. And you move through that, and then you move to the divine truth, what's really at the core. But a lot of times we have to observe the feeling vibration of what we're truly in. And if we're in a negative spin, if we're feeling victimhood or anger or fear, we have to recognize that, because it doesn't go away because you don't recognize it. No, it stays, and it starts to be the determining factor. It's the one manipulating you. So, I'm going to ask you if we can do a little tapping. We're going to do a little tapping on trusting ourselves. So get into a comfortable place, wherever you may be. You can sit. You can keep your eyes open if you like. You can close your eyes at some point. So first, let me just take you through the protocol of tapping. So first, we will tap on the karate chop of our hands. And you can stay on one hand. I like to do on both hands, and I will navigate us through that, but I'm just showing you where we will be tapping. And so these are key trigger points for your body, for your frequency that we're tapping on. So you'll tap on the karate chop, what they call it, of your hand. Then we will go to the tip of your eyebrow. There, we will tap right there. And it's just a light tap. It's a light tap and awareness. We will tap there. Then we'll go to the side of your eye. We will tap right there, the side of the eye. We will go underneath the eye. Ooh, hair in my eye. We will go underneath the eye and tap there. We will tap underneath the nose. We will tap right there. We will tap underneath the chin. I change hands. You don't have to. You can use the same hand. We will tap underneath the chin, right up underneath the mouth, your bottom lip. We will tap on your chest area right here. We will tap right here. We will tap underneath your arm. It's right underneath the armpit there. And then we will tap on the top of the head right here. Now, as we're going through these positions, the first time all the way through, we will be dealing with the negative. Don't be afraid. You can speak it out loud. I prefer to speak it out loud. Or you can just listen to it inside. I'm going to take us through it, talk us through it. And we'll see if I can, I'm going to see if I can navigate and have a little music underneath this. Hold on a second, Al. So the first time we go through it, we will do it with the negative aspect of what that emotion is. And if I don't say the word that calls to you, you speak that word for yourself. You speak that phrase for yourself. This is an opportunity. Don't be afraid of this moment to recognize the negative energy that's there. And trust me, it's running. It's not hidden. It's running. It's the trigger that gets you off track, that gets you disconnected from source. So the first time we'll go through and do that. Then the second time we will go through and do the truth of who we are. And then we will end with a deep breath and release and just hold silence for a few moments. And I will guide us through, okay? So let's see here. I'm going to and let's turn the music down just a little bit. Okay. So let's take a deep breath in and release. Now, tapping on the side of the hand, tapping on the side of the hand. Speak out. I am aware that sometimes I feel unworthy to speak my truth. I am aware that sometimes I feel unworthy to ask for what I need. Moving to the other side of the hand, still tapping on the side of the hand. Sometimes I feel unworthy of my good. Sometimes I feel unworthy of my good. Going to the top of the eyebrow, just on the tip. When I feel negative emotion, I feel like a victim sometimes. When I feel negative emotion, I feel like a victim. When I feel that people are not honoring me, I feel angry, frustrated, mad, to the side of the eye. There are times that my anger and my doubt of myself is what's running. And right now, just be aware of what's coming up for you. Be aware if you feel that you're not enough. Be aware if you feel that you are a victim. Be aware if you feel that you are angry at someone, at yourself, at life. Underneath the eye, I feel the emotion of doubt. I feel the story that they should know. I feel the story that they should know how to treat me. Underneath the nose, I feel uneasy. I feel uneasy asking for what I want. I feel nervous requesting what I need. The bottom of the lip, underneath the chin, I feel that I should not have to ask. Why don't they know what I want? That makes me feel angry. Tapping the chest, I feel that life is not supporting me. I feel unsupported when things don't work out the way I want. I feel angry and disconnected from the truth. Underneath the bottom of the armpit, I feel disconnected. I feel worried and afraid. I feel doubtful that things will work out for me. The top of the head, I feel disconnected from source. I feel that things are not, that spirit is not listening. I feel that people are not supporting me. I feel that I am not supported. Now let's take a deep breath. And we'll go back to the tip. And you can speak this if you want, or you can just rest in it, or you can speak what comes for you. So as we take the breath, I recognize that I am the child of God. I recognize that all things work together for my good, to the side of the eye. I know that within me, I have all the knowledge that I need and that I can trust in myself. Underneath the eye, I know that there is a power in the presence that is moving through me, and that I enjoy trusting in the invisible presence and trusting who and what I am. Underneath your nose, I am willing and ready to speak my truth for me, and know that I am divinely supported in it. I am supported in every way. Underneath your chin, I enjoy speaking the truth for what I choose for my life, for every experience that I am participating in. It feels good to ask for what I choose, for what I want, to make an agreement with myself to trust me, to trust in what I choose. Top of your chest, I trust in the gut feeling within me. I trust that I can speak to anyone in any situation in love and joy and express completely what I choose to have for me. Underneath your arm, I trust that right now everything always works together for my good. I trust this divine feeling of peace and joy that is flowing through me. I enjoy speaking my word for me. The top of your head, I trust in this moment that I trust more in me, in my thoughts, in my feeling vibration than anything that is outside of me. I trust that I am the divine expressing in this moment here and now. Now take a deep breath with me. Let's just take a moment and take a few seconds of silence just to rest in this divine presence. I don't know about you, but that feels awfully yummy. It feels really good. There are a lot of things of tapping on YouTube that you can go and check out. There's also a wonderful app that I use called, Tapping Solution. It's in iTunes. It's in your Apple i, also in your Google store. Wonderful, wonderful, different tapping for all types of things. It's really quite beautiful. Check it out. It's a wonderful way and a beautiful tool to help ground you. They have tapping for as quick as 5 minutes, and then they have week-long gratitude tapping. I'm a big proponent of vibration and feeling, and this really helps you connect the two. So, yes. So thank you for joining me today in trusting yourself as we get ready to prepare for our conscious giving. It is such a blessing, Universal Spirit Center. And I thank you all for the divine love and support that you constantly give and share. The things that we do here could not be done without you, without your divine love and support. So I thank you. There are many ways, and one of the ways that we are consciously aware of now because of technology is to scan our QR code. The QR code is a powerful tool. You just take your phone and zap it. It's a wonderful way. I realized that I, by mistake, cut out the one that was going to be posted throughout the gathering. But we'll get better in making sure that that's there. So you just take your phone and you hit it, and it'll take you to our PayPal. there. You can decide to give annually, weekly, one time, whatever. It's just a beautiful, quick way of sharing your love and joy, and you do that so magnificently. So as we continue to grow in technology and expand, we want to make it easy and effortlessly for you to share your divine love, because as you share, we share, and we are a global community doing a lot of wonderful things. So let me also share with you some of the things that we have going on. Right now in our community, we're looking for people earthlings, to join our production. We have a full-on production here, and so we really need some wonderful people that want to participate and help expand it and grow our production. So please reach out to me, Gino at Universal Spirit Center, and let's talk. Or if you know someone, pass them along. All right. Also, classes that are coming up very soon with Reverend Sarah Adams and the Trout. Spiritual practice class starting May 17th. That's right around the corner for 10 weeks. I think you do have to have foundations. Thank you, Al. You have to have foundations. And we have classes here all the time. So check on our website with the things that we're doing. It's really important. And I love this, a day in history. Just take a breath. Reverend George Lee, co-founder of the Belzoni, Mississippi NAACP, and the first African-American to register to vote in Humphreys County since Reconstruction, was shot and killed in Belzoni on May 7th, 1955. He was considered one of the early martyrs of the civil rights movement. To overcome racial inequality, we must confront our history. I understand that sometimes that's uncomfortable to hear, but I trust that as we are taking this journey, because we are all in it, whether we want to or not, we are in this journey where life is calling for us to expand. And so to become aware that there are things in our world that must be shifted and changed, let's not be afraid. Let's not be afraid to see it, to talk about it with our family and friends. And in a spiritual community, we are based in love. So even though through the uncomfortableness, you have a place here that has a heart big enough to contain, to be able to talk, to disagree, to agree, to move forward. I am one that definitely loves our diversity because I believe in that. That's the reason the world is so amazing, is because of it. So I invite you. Sunday, our Universal Spirit Center, we have 2 gatherings. The 8:30 gathering is more contemplative, more meditative, more laid back. The 10:30, raise the roof off the sucker, baby. And we have our wonderful house band that plays on Sunday. Yeah, the Sounds of Spirit is in the house. So I hope to see you this Sunday in the house, but we also stream live every Wednesday and Sunday. I want to thank you again for taking this journey with me of trusting yourself. You can do it. You can speak your word in love and joy. You can negotiate in the uncomfortableness when someone doesn't see it the way you want to see it. But most importantly, you can regain the power of trusting yourself, of putting yourself first, and recognizing that is loving yourself. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Peace and blessings, my angels. Thank you so much.